Hey, I'm Natalia Zukerman. Welcome to Woodstock Wednesdays. So my good friends over at the Woodstock Folk Festival, which I played back in 2009, I cannot believe that. They sent me an email saying, please send in about a 15-minute video with a mix of songs and reflections. The reflections may be about the songs, about your career, about what's going on now, or whatever you choose to share with us. It would be especially helpful if it is related to women and music in some way. I thought, what a really cool invitation. So I wanted to do something a little bit different than just a live stream, since it's pre-recorded and kind of an example of what we've got right now. It's a strange technology we're all getting used to, this way of staying connected, and I think there's a lot of really cool opportunities. So I wanted to do kind of like a studio visit with you and show you some of the things that I'm doing now and some of the things that I've been doing that I've been really excited about during this very strange time that we're living in. One of the first things I got to do was record a cover of a Janis Ian tune. She sent out a call to a bunch of folks asking us to do versions of this beautiful song that she wrote. So I recorded a version of it and used some footage of myself playing with Janis over the years and put it up on YouTube. So here's that video. The song's called Better Times Will Come.
Better times will come, better times will come. When this world learns to live as one, oh, better times will come. When we greet each dawn without fear, knowing loved ones soon will be near. When the winds of war cannot blow anymore, oh, better times will come. Better times will come. Better times will come. This world learns to live as one, oh, better times will come. Though we live each day as our last, we know someday soon it will pass. We will dance, we will sing in that never-ending spring. Oh, better times will come. Better times will come. Better times will come. When this world learns to live as one, oh, better times will come. Better times will come. Better times will come. When this world learns to live as one, oh, better times will come. Oh, better times will come.
Another really cool project that I got to be a part of was a song that Elliot Bronson wrote. I met Elliot because he was one of the over 168 artists that Kelly McCartney and myself booked for the Shut In and Sing Festival, which happened during the first 8 weeks of the lockdown on stageit.com. And Elliot's an amazing singer-songwriter. He wrote this gorgeous song. And then Kelly took it upon herself to kind of curate how it would go. So she reached out to Lori McKenna, who was another one of our artists during the Shut In and Sing, to sing some background vocals, and asked me to play some lap steel on it, which I got to do. So listening to this song and thinking how it was going to go out into the world, I started to think about my amazing friend Antje Duvakot, who does these wonderful Tuesday offerings that she's been doing since March. Every Tuesday, she puts out these gorgeous stop motion animation videos and covers of songs and new songs, and she's just staying so active and creative, and it's been really inspiring for me to watch. So Kelly, Elliott, and myself reached out to Antje to create a video for this now completed recorded song. So here is that video, and I hope you enjoy it.
Rain clouds rain until they're dry. Morning steals the evening sky. Though it feels this sorrow is here to last, even this is going to pass. Storms that rage upon the sea return to a gentle breeze, and the wind picks up to fill the mast. Even this is going to pass. The moment will go by from what is to what was. We look back on the hard times. We look back on old love, and what we remember is what we gave without ask. And even this is going to pass. Even this is going to pass. All the secrets held will be revealed, and the sickness now will one day be healed. Like every burning fire turns to ash, even this is going to pass. The moment will go by from what is to what was. We look back on the hard times. We look back on old love, and what we remember is how it all went so fast, and how even this is going to pass. Even this is going to pass. Even this is going to pass.
One of the ways I know a lot of us have stayed in touch with our community and our friends and our fans is through Patreon. I've had my Patreon site for a couple years now, and it's been a really cool way to just try things out, to put them out to people and get some feedback. And I've been using it these days too in that way, almost in a deeper way, in that, you know, when I'm making something, I'm not thinking the entire time about what I'm going to do with it, but a little bit, like it's kind of in the back of my head. Is this going to be a record? Is this going to be a new project? And so these days, kind of removing that possibility has gotten me really in touch with this really basic love of making So I feel like I'm back in this really innocent place of just seeing where I'm at as a creator. And the ways that it's been coming out a lot is in poetry. So I've been setting some of these poems that I've been writing in the mornings to music and then making little videos with imagery and putting it on my Patreon. I'd love it if you want to join my Patreon, and totally get it if you don't want to or can't. So I thought I'd give you a little taste of what I'm up to over there with these two poems. I hope you enjoy. You ask me how my garden is, for an update on the farm. You ask, how is life and death and loss and exaltation? How is love and waiting, patience and irritation, noticing and enchantment? In a time when time itself is losing its way, the garden is my marker, my sundial, my timekeeper, my journal, my calendar, my joy, my muse, my obligation, my obsession. Today there's a new sprout in the greenhouse, and when I finish my cup of coffee, I plan to fill it with blackberries that are growing along the western edge of our property. And I'll do that before I even, quote-unquote, start my day, which is a Tuesday, and unlike any other. What if I keep this notebook, the size of my phone, in my pocket and reach for it every time I want to know something, every time I feel awkward and fidgety, every time I want to show someone something funny or beautiful? What if I did that instead? I want to describe this light, this field, this creature beside me who is my funny shadow. I want to describe this house, this land, this great fortune of finding. It's almost as if I have to paint it, since words just won't suffice. And so I've been out here every morning, finding morsels, fragments, and noticing. The light is brighter and higher each day. The dandelions all but gone now, replaced by growing sassafras and what looks like yellow goldenrod. But I don't think it is. I could look it up on my phone, but I put this book in my pocket instead. It will tell me that this yellow burst is made up of multiple bursts, like tiny bouquets on every stem. They all make up the whole, like a Chuck Close painting looked at near, then far. He knew about pixels before we even had that word, broke down faces into tiny particles, the trillions of molecules that make us. He saw past surface to become the surface. His paintings are all about what is underneath, looked at closely. See, it's the time spent noticing, so you can stand at a distance and only see the beauty. I developed a one-woman show called The Women Who Rode Away 2 years ago now at the Cell Theater in New York City. And since then I've been performing it around the country in small theaters, at events, at colleges, at festivals, and it's been this really incredible experience. The month of March was going to be the end of this experience, for a while anyway, in support of the 19th Amendment and Women's History Month. I was going to perform that show a lot. And the last event that I had scheduled was March 22nd, 2020 at 2 p.m. at the Ridgefield Library. Well, that didn't get to happen, but we rescheduled for October with high hopes that I would be able to be there in person. Since that's also not going to be able to happen, I'm going to be able to film the show at an amazing art center called the Stissing Center, nearby where I live in Pine Plains, New York. So we'll record the show, and then I'll get to live stream it and do a Q&A on October 25th through the Ridgefield Library. You can register for free. The event is free, and and I'll get to share this labor of love with all of you and get to know what you think of it. So I'm really excited to be able to archive this experience this way and offer it to you, even though I can't be there in person. So thank you for joining me as I get to highlight some of the things I've been up to and some of the upcoming things that are keeping me creative and busy in my life and keeping a lot of joy in these times for me and hopefully for you too. I'm not going to leave you without playing a song in real time, although I realize that I have a lot of footage already of me playing some of my newer songs. So this is a video I created for an event of women in medicine back in April, I believe. And so this song is called For the Sake of July, and I'll leave you with this one. Thank you so much. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Be well.
For the sake of July, stargazing, lilies, and fireflies, I'm gonna stay with you. I'm gonna keep on trying. Sit here with me, slow down and simplify. Not moving, just getting by, with you by my side. We got hope for the hopeless, prayer for the sick, a day for the weary, seems you could use it. Out in the open, under the covers, just trying to remember why we choose each other again. For the rest of our lives, or at least until the morning light, I'm gonna sit here with you, I'm gonna hold you tight. You are my home, you are the marrow of my bones. I know you never really leave, from dance floor to eulogy. You got hope for the hopeless, prayer for the sick, a day for the weary, seems you used it. Out in the open, none of the covers, trying to remember why we choose each other again. Again and again, we're caught in tree trunks with our stories. Your initials are in my heart. It's where we end, where we start. Hope for the hopeless, pray for the sick, a day for the weary, seems we could use it. Out in the open, none of the covers, trying to remember why we choose each other. Hope for the hopeless, pray for the sick, a day for the weary, seems you could use it. Out in the open, none of the covers, trying to remember why we choose each other again. Again. For the sake of July, stargazing, lilies, and fireflies, I'm gonna stay here with you. For the sake of July.